Welcome to Bid on You, the podcast, where we help you navigate the chaos of life and experience the bliss of backing yourself. Hosted by yours truly, Marissa Lee. It's time to bid on you. So let's start the show. Welcome back to another episode of Bid on You. I cannot believe this is our 10th episode. Stroking out, thinking about that. But thank y'all for rocking along the way. We have a very special guest for our 10th episode. Rubasworld is here, Emmy Award-winning, sensational host. I can't wait to get into all the tea about how to conquer our fear and do it with y'all. Love you so much. Stick around. So welcome back to Bid on You. We are joined by an iconic, incredible, sensational guest, Ruba at Rubasworld. If you're on the socials, which you should be. We are going to be talking about conquering fear. I feel like that should be like a spooky sound effect in there. So,
bring it in.
Dun, dun,
post,
dun. Exactly.
Post.
Zoom on in and zoom on and my like sweat. Perfect. So before we get into that, we do this thing. Well, I want you to introduce yourself. So we're going to do your whole journey and everything. But if you want to like do your quick plug, just so the girls, you know, that early retention rate.
Fair enough. Right
Hi,
everyone. I'm Ruba. I can't even speak English. It is
same.
It is the afternoon, but I feel like I just woke up, and technically I just did. Do not judge me. I was up at like 6 a.m. Did everything, all I needed to do. I soaked in the tub, did my like meditation, did all of that. And then I took my ass back to bed.
As you should.
And then I popped up for this. So I had to like
honor.
You're so welcome. Listen, it's a privilege to be here. Truly.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I'm Ruba, y'all. Social media at Rubasworld. It's a great time.
You can't miss it. You literally won't, because we'll talk about it this whole episode. So you won't miss it. Amazing. So before we get started, this is our little pop culture tease segment. Called Members of the Month. So it's just really where we can like gossip about the hot tops. But this month's member of the month is Ayo. I hope I say her name right. Ayo Adibri, the girl from The Bear. You've seen her, black girl, always with Quinta Brunson at the award. She swept the awards last.
Did she win? Is she the one that like shout out the assistants?
Like, I want health insurance. Yeah.
Copy that.
I love her.
She's a star. Such a star.
I want to get into The Bear, but I feel like I watched like 1 or 2 episodes and I was like, what's going on?
Please don't judge me.
Uh-oh.
But I have this. No. I need to get better with the shows. But I've always had this thing where I interview celebrities. Like I've been doing it since I was like 16 years old. And I always told myself, I was like, I don't want to be like, oh my God, I can't speak because I'm such a fan of yours. Yeah. So I just stopped watching like television and like movies. And like when I knew I had to interview a certain someone, I somewhat did my due diligence. But other than that, I wanted a real moment with these people. You know what I mean?
That's so true though. And I feel like they appreciate that. That's refreshing.
Copy that.
Especially living out here. Because it's like, why am I running up to you acting like this? Like,
see, I don't want to be that person.
Me either.
You know?
I like to be like, hey girl, like I've had friends visiting and I'll just speak to someone and they'll be like, do you know her? I'll be like, no, I'm acting like a normal person because they're a normal person.
Absolutely.
Hello. Okay. Love that.
So yeah, I have not a clue what the show is.
I'm rooting for everybody black.
All the people black. Get all of the awards. Get all of the checks.
Sweet. Like Emmy, Golden Globe, all that in 1 week. I was like, I know your
Nash,
feet hurt.
love her.
Angel.
She is perfection.
And she's finally getting her due.
She's been at this forever.
Since we were taught.
So consistent.
Yes, consistency.
So consistent.
Right?
So
I feel like too, it's interesting because now she has her partner and Jessica, I want to say. But it's interesting because it's almost like, and no shade to her exes, I don't know their business. But it makes me think of how like God won't give you certain blessings until you're apart from the people that are pulling you back from it.
My God.
Right? Let's get right into it.
You better preach on this Good Monday.
Because it's
confirmation.
Like, when you think about it, once she got away from whatever she was with, it's been back to back to back for her.
I'm screaming.
When you really think of the recent timeline.
I almost caught the Holy Ghost, baby.
See? Well, that's the goal.
I really
Come
did.
In the room. You're welcome in this place.
Jesus' ancestors are here.
Okay?
They're here, baby.
You need. Use us as vessels. That's what we're a quick prayer before we start.
Yes, baby.
So amazing. Now for you, tell us about yourself, your journey, how you got here.
Oh my.
A quick little 1-2 step.
I will give you the quick 1-2 step. Sierra, I love you, baby. I have been hosting since I was 16 years old. I posted posted a video up on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube.
I just had not a clue what I was doing, but I posted it anyway. I was like a Todd. I was a little toddler, and I was like, let me just post this on like YouTube. The video went crazy. I had like people's like managers and like publicists hitting me up like, hey, can you interview our client? And I was like, me? Okay.
I was just playing, y'all.
Listen, for me, I'm an Aries. I just go. I jump. I don't think twice about anything. And maybe I need to now, just a little bit, a nice little balance. But yeah, from there, I did TV Guide, was doing all of the Disney circuits and the Oprah Winfrey Network and Young Hollywood, and just finished a show on NBC Peacock. And now I'm the official host for Live Nation. The face of Amazon had a ginormous billboard on Sunset.
Yes, I said literally. Oh my gosh, that Sunset by the Rouse, honey. I was like, I know that ain't who I think it is.
It's me, baby. It's me.
So what, like, since you were growing up, did you always know you wanted to sort of interview celebs, or what attracted you to that?
First of all, I've always wanted to do television. I've always wanted to entertain. Like I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My mom saw me. I'm the youngest of 6, and she was like,
"This baby,
we moving west." You know, she was not a stage mom whatsoever. I was the one always telling her like, "Mom, we should do this. Take me into this audition." Like I was that.
You're in charge.
I was that kid. Absolutely. She says this to this day. She was like, I had not a clue. Yup. Absolutely. She was like, I would just move in wherever, you know, you told me to go, and that was that.
It's beautiful though.
Yeah. Hosting, I never looked at it like it was a job. I would see it on TV and be like, I could do that. That's easy.
I'm doing that in my mind anyway.
Right.
In my room.
Yup. All day long. So that was pretty much me. I love entertainment. I love music. I love just interacting with people. It's my favorite thing. Cameras on or cameras off. I'm engaging.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's just me.
And that's a gift too. It's like being able to see people and make them feel seen. I feel like that is better storytelling, right? Because you can tell when someone's getting interviewed and it's like, ooh, wrap this up. You know what I mean? Versus like the way that you just, if you've seen the content, you will after this, but the way that you just disarm people, I just be watching like, I know this man is going to be like, get away from me. And they never do.
They're so sweet because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be an asshole.
Right.
I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Have fun together.
Yes. And asking real questions, real things that we all go through.
Right. The people want to know.
You know what I mean? None of us are perfect. Like, let's just live and have a jolly old time in the process.
Is that sort of what inspired you to start making content? Is just like your love for entertainment and people?
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, it's just, I love connection and I love entertaining. I love it. It's just the best thing in the world. And I love chasing after really hot men.
Well, you and me both. So with that, perfect transition. Boom. Since your content is incredibly bold, it's very like, which is sad because it's like the people would be like on the side of the road and you're just like, hey, you come be in this. You're the interview, baby. You are the interview. You are the vision.
Thank you, baby.
So did you have any fear or hesitation with, I would call it like street style interview now, when you first were starting to do that and just like go out on Hollywood Boulevard and run up to people? Did you have any fear to overcome with that? Or probably with you were like, no, I was just waiting to do it. But
please listen to me and listen to me good. This was something I've wanted to do. First of all, I've been interviewing celebrities since I was 16 years old. Yeah. And like after a while, it gets a little boring.
You have dry.
You know, it gets a little dry. The publicist is like, don't ask this, don't say. I'm like, hold on.
Can I talk?
What's really going on?
Right.
And I just want to have a real moment. I did 2 years of this NBC Peacock show.
Okay.
It was a 3-hour live broadcast. Okay. I have producers in my ear. We have live interviews. Obviously, the producers tell me what to say, what not to say. Yeah. Jump to, paragraph 2. Don't ask this question. Like, they say we're TV personalities, but in that moment, I was truly a puppet. And I told myself, I will never do another show under the guise of something like that again.
Okay.
Excellent, incredible training.
Right.
However, I felt like a slave.
Yeah.
I really did. Wow. After every show, I would cry my eyes out, making great money. Thank you, Jesus, Joseph Barry, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, ancestors. The list goes on. But
Lady Gaga is in Revelations.
No, I'm not even kidding. That's my girl. My Aries godmother.
My saints.
That's one of my saints. But truly, after every show, I would cry my eyes out. And I'm like, hold on. This is something that I started out loving, and now I hate it.
Say that.
So we gotta shake it. We gotta shake this up and do something that you want to do.
Okay.
And with the street interviews, that was something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
There was nothing that was like, oh my God, I'm scared. No, I'm
Right.
talking to people,
Right.
real people. We're having fun.
Yeah.
The end.
And so you more so had a fear of being, I guess, watered down and
losing
not
myself.
losing yourself. Exactly.
Yes, baby.
Exactly.
It was like
Oh
being
my
in a
gosh.
toxic relationship.
Right.
Where they're telling you,
Oh,
don't
I
dress
get
like this,
that.
don't talk that.
Yeah.
You know, it was like that. Once
Yeah.
again, I loved everybody who was a part of the production, but a show was a show, and
Yeah.
they had obligations. They had things
Right.
to hit, and
This is coming from above. It's above us.
absolutely. Everybody I worked with loved them.
Yeah.
But I think that was the universe testing me, like, okay, are you going to cave and just continue to be watered down? Or are you going to be like, you know what? I'm doing what I'm doing.
Ooh.
And that's what I did. So,
Ooh. And here we are today.
and here we are,
So I
baby.
feel like it was a good move.
I think so. Checkmate.
So how can you, just me knocks it over.
Excuse me.
How can you differentiate for the gals at home? So that I feel like is a good example of good fear versus unhealthy fear. And I feel like anything worth doing, like I remember one of my guy friends was like, you're just anxious, excited about something because you care about it. And I was like, because when you think of something you don't really want to do, you don't even care. You just be showing up like, okay, let's get this over with. Do you know what I'm saying? But when you're like, that's because you really care and you want it to go well. Versus unhealthy fear, I feel like is paralyzing. So what for you would you say, like, how do you differentiate between the two, and kind of what strategies can someone use to deal with like both unhealthy and healthy?
I love that. Okay. Like I said at the top of this interview,
Right.
I woke up at like 5 a.m. and I did like send out some emails. Then I was like, you know what? Let me turn on my bath, soak in the tub, do a little meditation, prayer, prayer. I will say I don't do that every single day, but on the days where I'm like, okay, I'm feeling a little off.
It feels weird today.
You know what I mean? You gotta give yourself that extra hug. And a bath for me is that hug.
Hug.
Yeah. And I believe in really tapping in to your inner child. Almost like the best way I can describe it. I'm getting to the answer of your question.
No,
I feel
I'm
like
following.
this
I
is
do
pretty
not
much
care.
this is pretty much
I'll
it.
be everywhere with you, like, and fully getting it.
I love you. I love you. Have you ever seen the movie Big Daddy with Adam Sandler?
I'm thinking of the one that's blue, where he's blue. That's not that one.
No,
That's
no.
the other Adam.
Anywho,
Yes,
the movie with
following.
Adam Sandler
Okay.
is he takes on
He's
he
like a babysitter?
basically adopts a kid
Yeah. Okay.
temporarily. You know what I
I
mean?
live for that.
And he's learning a lot about the kid as he's learning a lot about himself. For me, I look at myself the way that I check in
As
with
Big
my
Daddy.
inner child. I'm essentially my little kid version's dad, you know?
Aw.
That's how I look at it.
Okay.
So I'm always checking in. I'm like, all right, Ruba, what do you want to do? Where do you want to eat?
Right.
Okay, McDonald's today? We're not having it until the next 4 months from now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I know that may sound a little crazy.
No, we got food at home.
Right.
I've been talking to myself like, now we got food in the refrigerator.
You better
down
listen.
this
You better be in
DoorDash.
it, baby. I see you. I see
Oh
you.
my gosh. No, I'm the same, but I feel like I'm like, what I have to do to be kinder to myself is think of her as me, like really be like, she's in there.
Yeah.
Because it's things that I would never say to her. And so I have to be like, why are you saying it to you?
Yup.
You
Absolutely.
know, I feel like that's probably even more powerful, because it's like I started over the past few years to be like, hey, you need to protect her from certain things.
Yeah.
And I think that's very along the parental side of things.
It's
So
just
I
a
love
different.
that.
It's just a different tier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like the more you start to check in with your
I
inner
love the
child, it's like,
check-ins.
all right, so now we're moving on to this.
Yeah.
You like to, go to the park or do whatever it is. Check in with your inner child, and for me, that's what it is. If my inner child truly wants to do something, truly wants to wear something, guess what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. The end. You know, before people start telling you, oh, you're a little boy, you can't be doing that. You can't do that. You know what I mean? Policing you and conditioning you. Essentially, I'm deconditioning myself every single day. And when it comes to fear, I just check in with him. I'm like, yo, do you actually want to do this?
Right.
If the answer is yes, then we're doing it.
Okay.
The end.
Okay. I love
My baby
that.
wants to do this, so we're doing it.
Yeah.
That's how I
think,
look at it.
honestly, checking in is powerful, because I think I would feel that when she's like, ah! And we need to check in before we're crying, before she's screaming, before she's tired and exhausted and feeling in the corner hurt.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't always be me comforting her. It should be me like walking the road with her. I love that. Like, do we want to go do this? Not afterwards. I'm sorry about that.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
But you know what, baby? It's okay, even if you had those moments where you're crying.
Yeah.
as long as you learn something from it. You know, we all, I think when it comes to like meditation and checking in on yourself, we kind of feel like, okay, it's very black or white, black and white, or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's okay if you continue to do the same thing, but if you're taking something different from it, great. If you kind of switching your perspective on something, great. I hope that makes sense.
I feel like that's a good differentiator. Like, am I learning something from this? Or is this just putting me through something that's like unnecessary?
Yeah.
And I feel like that is what deconditioning is, really.
Yeah.
It's like so many things that we think we have to do or have to believe, or like literally this morning, my best friend from like growing up sent us a voice text and she was like, I was just reading in Genesis. And I was like, okay, here we go.
Come on, Genesis.
And she was just like, really, all the girls act like, and by the girls, I mean the guys, patriarchal society has told us that Eve was just jumping around, getting apples. Adam had no idea what was going on. And she said, I read back and it says Adam was standing right there with her.
Wow.
And I said, that's a prime example of like, you know, everyone's like, I'm reconstructing my faith. I'm deconstructing all this stuff. And I was like, it's really just for me reconstructing. It's like, what elements were left out of things that you were taught? It doesn't mean throw out the baby with the bathwater, but maybe we should put some different kind of soap in here.
That's
you see what I'm saying?
Switch up your perspective a little bit. Just little shifts make a huge difference.
Right.
That's what I'm learning every single day.
Yeah. And I think we often think the only way to make a huge difference is to make a huge change.
Yup.
Ooh.
It's just subtle little things, just daily.
Okay.
And I tell myself, all right, baby, we're getting better every single day.
Yeah.
I tell myself that every day.
I love that. You have to do the encouragement of it all. What's your love language?
Words of affirmation.
I was going to say, that's why I was going to say, when your words of affirmation, you need that, like, you're doing great.
Yup.
Consider the evidence. Like,
yup.
Despite the odds, you're on your feet. I literally said that to my friend the other night. I said, you know what? Honestly, I'm proud of me for like being here right now.
Yes.
And I have to say it.
Air
I
five.
have to say that. Like, you have to speak it out because your subconscious needs to hear it no matter where the source is. Period. So with that.
Church on a Monday.
Okay. Listen, do you have a personal story of a time where you were like, because you're giving me very much fearless, but of course we all deal with that. So where you had to overcome a certain fear, and what was that? What's the story? Story time.
That's a great freaking question. By the way, I just want to say you're fucking stunning. Excuse my French, but just
Stop it!
you're stunning.
Oh
As you were talking, I'm like, oh my god,
tears that are clearing up
her skin is just like
it's
silk.
Oh my gosh, I knew I had to come correct with you. I was like, let me put some damn makeup.
You're
on.
wild. No,
Like,
great makeup comes from great skin, baby.
We need to add right there. Plug that in. If you're listening, screaming.
The question was, what again?
A story of a time you had to overcome a fear that was holding you back specifically.
Wow.
You moved here when you were young though too, so it wouldn't even be that. You were like, I'm ready to go.
No, I've always
no frontal lobe, just vibes.
I think this is a homecoming for me. Truly. Like, I've always been so fearless. I've like knocked myself upside the head from thinking that I was Spider-Man doing just wild things
real quick.
You know what I mean? Just flipping off a chair, just wild.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love
and
that.
I think throughout the years and looking up to certain people, I always kind of felt like I needed to be like them, you know, for them to love me unconditionally. It was I was in a very hurt place without realizing. I just wanted love from people that I really looked up to.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with them. It was more so on me thinking that changing all of me to appease them would, you know,
somehow make me accepted by them.
Do you know what I mean? So once again, like I said, I feel like I'm really in a homecoming where I'm going back to that little Ruba who was completely fearless.
Right.
I think it's just more where I'm at right now. It's just continuing to decondition myself. You know, it's just more like keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Stop looking around like, well, this person is doing this, so you know, maybe I should. Don't.
Yeah.
Follow your inner compass, and that's where I'm at right now.
Do you feel like you have those moments where you look at, okay, so and so is doing what the network said to a T, and now they look like they're more ahead than me, or like I feel like everyone, especially with social media, it's such a highlight reel. And I know, like, literally even myself, I can be like, I'm so tired, I'm crying, whatever, and I can post something on my story and people are like, your life, I'm just so jealous. I'm like, girl, you don't know I'm in the corner like this.
Right.
So I feel like that to me would be something where I would say it's fear, but it's also comparison, which we know is the thief of joy. There is a FOMO but it's not fear of missing out. It's like fear of what happens if I do miss out. Like, it's like if I'm not included, if I go my own way. For example, if I strike out on my own, start a business, stop working for my company, do I have health insurance? Like, there's so many little practical things, which is my Virgo cusp sprinkled in there. It's just like, that is a fear in a way. And I have to think about that, like the fear of not being practical, especially as a creative. It's crazy.
Look at me.
You're like, I'm anything but practical.
At me. I'm signed to a very well-known hosting talent agency. And I remember when I started doing these man on the streets videos and just running around, just being me.
Screaming daddy.
Truly screaming daddy and all of that. Me, just truly being me.
Yeah.
I remember getting an email from my agent and she was like, this isn't really a good look. I'm trying to protect you here. She was like, this isn't a good look. I'm really trying to protect you. Cause she was like, all these other, huge, corporations and networks.
Totally.
They're not going to eat this up. So I don't think, in so many words, you need to dial it down, water it down for a second. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But I feel like, I know I'm doing the right thing because I'm doing me. For so many years, I have watered myself down. Believe it or not.
Right.
Believe it or not.
I'm like,
no, truly. Believe it or not, I've watered myself down for years, and I would only do myself a disservice if I continue to do that. And it's so interesting. The same companies that my agent was telling me, oh my God, it was so scary. I would run into them at like concerts. They would go out of their way like, you are incredible. I watch your videos all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool.
Right.
So keep doing you.
Yeah.
Like if everybody else is over here on the left, move to the right.
I feel like we're in an age too where authenticity is so evident. Like, people really want to know that it's real.
Yeah.
Because there's a million people saying, get ready with me to do such and such and such. But like, what is it about you that makes that different? Like, why am I watching you do your eyebrows? What's going to keep me there? Right. So it's authentic storytelling. It's being unique, being creative. I used to manage, well, I still do, but Terry Joe, aka Keelan, it's so iconic. And literally, I would always be trying to explain to my bosses, like, I know he gets banned every 5 minutes, but follow me here. I was like, it's going to take off. It's going to take off. And literally an insane persona. Like, nobody was thinking of that because that's literally insane.
No one.
But now look.
Terry Joe is incredible.
Hello.
Love.
Everywhere.
Love.
Like that, right? And so it's like, I feel like we were talking about this too the other day. Like, when it is for you, nothing and nobody can stop it. Nothing and nobody can take it. And that moment's gonna come.
Yep.
Right? It's just that in between, that getting there, that's where I be scared. That's why I be like,
you just gotta stay the course. I know it can be a little scary, but for the most part, if it fuels you, it's taking you to the moon. That's how
let me lock these tears.
No,
back.
Baby, let them flow.
Right?
Let them flow.
Streaked like, bye, y'all. So what role with that do you think mindset plays? Because I feel like that's a lot of what we're orbiting around right now. It's like, perception is your reality. I'm choosing to decondition myself. I'm choosing not to be afraid. So do you feel like, and meditation is a huge factor in that, like your mindset, do you feel like that can help you conquer your fears a bit?
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. If you know that you are the shit and you got it on lock, no one can tell you anything else. Truly, that's truly what it is. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. Yeah. Your biggest fan.
Right. If you don't believe, who will?
Yup.
How do you feel like someone can, if you're watching and you're like, I love that, but I have no idea how to shift my thinking to that? What are some tips you would give to like overcome that I can't mindset?
Start saying I can. I'm incredible.
Flip it on his head.
Yes. Every single day before I put my makeup on, when I take it off, I'm like, you're so beautiful. You are fucking incredible. You're just, you have
literally,
it. No, I kid you not. I do that.
You have it. You got it, baby.
Thank you. But and vice versa. Like we have to hype ourselves up on a daily. I'm not, once upon a time I used to look thinking that a man would give me all of those things and be like, oh my God, baby, you're perfect. You're this, you're that. No. The jig is up for all of y'all. Like
I'm gonna be like, he lying.
I just don't have time for it. Like I walk into a situation like I've already hyped myself up enough. You don't need to tell me anything.
All you're gonna do is confirm what I know.
Yep. And that's on period.
That's what I said the other year. I was like, we need to change it from words of affirmation to words of confirmation because we're already affirming ourselves. So someone is just co-signing what we already know to be true.
No, absolutely.
Like, okay, thanks for backing up my hypothesis. Now it's a proven theory.
Yup.
Now we're moving into physics. And I feel
Come on, Bill Nye.
Okay,
Come
the
on,
science
baby.
guy.
Mhm.
Bill,
Nye,
where
the
the
science
Bill
guy.
on you. I would literally shoot a brick. But look, Bill's here. Like, we're gonna do an experiment on the table.
Legendary.
Do you feel like, I feel like too, the world, especially as Black people, the world is gonna tear you down. You don't have to help them. Is where I'm really at lately. Like, I don't have to lend you a hand. The world is going to try at least.
You know, I understand exactly where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't subscribe to that.
See, I saw you didn't when I said it. And how do you, so this is for me now, bye y'all. How do you not subscribe to it?
Once again, you have to create your own bubble. And for me, I do that every day. I really do. And I understand why people say the things that they say.
Yeah.
I understand it. But I believe this was in, oh my God, The Alchemist. I'm probably...
Classic.
Yeah, classic book. I think I'm probably paraphrasing this terribly.
Yeah.
But
Not a direct
what
quote.
they're saying is that whatever you believe, that's what's going to show up in your daily life.
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. So for me, everyone is so kind. They're so helpful. They're so loving. And even when people come at me a certain kind of way, that's a direct reflection of what's going on with them. I've learned how to ask myself, is this ego or can this slide? And most of the time, it's ego. And I'm like, all right, we're letting this slide. You having an off day. I'm sorry. I hope I'm sending you all of the love.
Yeah.
I've been there before.
Right.
And
you need
not
the light,
all of
clearly.
us know how to judge up, you know, a certain situation or make our days feel better.
Right.
You know, even when we're in a gross situation.
And I'm hoping that for you.
You know, and I'm truly sending you all of the love. So that's what I do. I've truly become my own parent. Whatever you would do with your child, like protecting them and creating a safe space, that's what I do. You know, am I perfect? Absolutely not. I'm working through it, but this is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell my child, it is so hard
Right.
to be a Black person. People are always going to tell you, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You are a fucking star. You can do anything that you want to do. And that's that.
Right. Even though these obstacles will come, that doesn't change the inevitable.
Yeah.
Which is that you are a star and you can do anything you set your mind to.
Absolutely. Obstacles happen in everyone's lives.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, ours just a little shinier.
Yeah. You know, things happen.
He a little thicker, different kind of dirt.
Things happen, you know? Even just think about women. Women have gone through so much. I say this all the time. God is a woman.
Black, white, blue, purple. We be catching it.
Absolutely. God is a woman. And you guys continue to push forward. You know? So that's just where my head is right now.
I really feel like I'm going to try to adopt that more because I feel like in a way, quote unquote, having a chip on your shoulder can be powerful, but you're running on fumes. You're running on borrowed time. Versus purpose is just that, again, is inevitable, right? It's like no matter who I am or what I do, like if I know in my core that whatever lie the world tries to tell me is that and is a lie, then the truth, hopefully, I'm like, the truth will prevail. Like, I'm going to start gaslighting myself, basically, and just being like, no, it's great. Everything's great.
No,
like,
you really, I kid you not.
And then it'll be true. So I won't be gaslighting anymore, is what it sounds like.
Listen to me. Listen to me and listen to me good, baby. Last year around this time, like December, I was just in such, even though I was still doing like my, you know, street interviews and just having fun.
Yeah.
I was in such a dark place, but I knew that it wasn't going to last. I remember, I kid you not, I remember crying at my house and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's next. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right.
But I know this isn't going to last. Just hold out. Hold out.
Trouble
Once again.
don't last always.
Yeah. I was that parent. And I was like, listen here, everything is going to work out. I know this moment fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But it isn't going to last.
Ooh, you're going to make me cry.
No, truly. It's so true. And we all need to be our own parent in that respect.
And you have to believe it. Like, that is really, I really think, I mean, my therapist be on my head about self-fulfilling prophecy. But I think I'll pivot. I'll add this question in. We were having a conversation about this the other day about like dating, for example. If you have these core beliefs, anxious attachment, avoidant, whatever it is, like you're going to subconsciously or consciously act in a way, choose people. For example, if you believe no one will ever choose me, randomly you're always attracted to unavailable men. Spooky. Like that shit is real. Do you know what I'm saying? And like, then it's like, oh, well, see, I knew it. Because it's almost like that's a fear in and of itself, right? Like there's almost a fear of being proven wrong.
Yep.
It's like, not just, hello, I took my wig off. Go, run, get away. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing here?
You like me?
Am I bald? That's what you prefer? Something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? It's almost, and it's like, why? Like, it's like, where does that even, I mean, I know it starts like we're being conditioned before we even know it. So deconditioning, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost just how to rewire your brain so the self-fulfilling prophecy is positive instead.
Yeah.
But that is scary.
It is.
It is scary.
Change can be scary. Be scary.
It is change.
If you choose for it to be scary.
Everything's great.
No, I kid you not. Yeah. I know some people may be like, oh, he capping. No, these are things that I have conversations with myself on a daily. Right. I'm like, no, we're switching that. Nope. Psych. I'm not giving. It's like that negative friend who wants to hang out with him all the time. Right. Who wants to hang out with him? Period. Not I, said the cat. Yeah. You know?
So why would I be that?
Yeah. So anytime a negative
all the time.
Yep. So anytime a negative thought pops up, I'm like, there's a door.
Opposite of that.
Hit it.
Yeah.
Everything is great. Everything always works out for me. Truly.
And it's having to do the whole, this is so therapy, but like observe the thought. It's like, okay. And like let it pass by.
Yes. It's more important.
Like take it in, put it in hard print, and it's like, okay, interesting.
You're clearly doing the work.
You know what? Thank you. I am. No, I must say that because I'll be forgetting that I am. But like
the way that you were even able to present the idea of, okay, I'm going to let you have the floor. Yeah. Let's hear what you have to say.
Right.
Okay. I'm so glad that you were able to share that with all of us. But that's not going to happen. You're safe. You're good.
And even sometimes when it's like the mean voice, I'll just be like, kind of be back. It's kind of funny. I'm like, okay, Ann. Yep. Then what? And then they're like, oh, I didn't actually have a real argument. I'm like, oh, probably because it's not true.
Yeah.
Doop.
Yep.
That's how I can suss it out.
Yep.
And I'll follow the whole if I need to, because as an overthinker, like I have this joke all the time. I'm like, people just really just be in the shower like, bubbles. Like, I can't imagine. But also that's how you are like a creative and inventive, because your brain is constantly going.
Yep.
Like, you know, they say the more aware you are, the more miserable in a way, because you're thinking all the time about everything. Mm-hmm. But to your point, if we put a lot of positivity into that thinking, then you're just putting that back out into the world.
Truly. You're creating your future.
Episode for me, honey. I hope y'all get something.
Same.
I'm getting blessed.
Same here. Thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for coming.
This is great.
Wow. What advice? We'll give y'all something fine here. Nosy. What advice? Take it. Damn, get back. What advice would you give to someone who is struggling to conquer their fears, and where should they start? So we kind of said mindset. All of this is where you should start. But if we had to succinctly linear it in a way.
Come on, vernacular. I would just say start. Just start. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, just do it. Mm-hmm. When I first started at 16 years old, I wasn't thinking like, is this perfect? Am I up there with the Ryan Seacrest and blah?
Right.
I was not thinking about any of that.
Yeah.
I just was doing because I was like, this is, y'all sending a car and taking me here and allowing me to do this and, put me in really nice clothes.
Right.
I am here for it.
Yeah.
So just do it. Stop thinking that it needs to be perfect. Yeah. And I'm telling you all this, as well as myself. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to be perfect as long as you are feeling good and having fun in that moment.
And it's also, if the destination is like, it has to be perfect to get to that destination, then you're going to the wrong destination. Yeah. That's literally what my boxing coach, she was on the last episode. Mm-hmm. She said one day in class, she was like, you probably want to rethink that. If you hate the process and the only thing you want out of it is what you think is at the end and this perfect destination, you've probably got the wrong one.
Yep.
I said, why are you in these people's, we already wheezing in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, now
she was like, take that.
She's like, oh, I'm actually going to punch you back.
Yep.
I really want you to be in your fight around. Mm-hmm. Oh, and on that note, it's time to open some bids. So bids on our letters. Bids are like letters, questions, etc. Just anything that the girls write in and they kind of want to know, even though we've been giving a lot today. Oh, we have one. And if you have a question, you can email us at bidonu@gmail.com and we might answer it on the show. It's giving strawberry letter. Like
I'm here for all of this.
The question is, how do I block out judgmental people, which we danced around earlier, / not be afraid of what people will say, which I know can be a huge hindrance and a fear builder when people want to start something new. It's like that quote I've been seeing everywhere this year. It's like, I'm not afraid to be seen trying.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. There's so many thoughts that are going through my
Ways we
mind
can
right now.
go, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many different ways. The first one I would say is if they have something negative to say
Mhm.
and they have spent the time to write on your social media, whether
Right.
it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever it is,
Mhm.
you're doing something right.
Mhm.
There's a lot of great videos. There's a lot of
Mm.
not so great videos that I've
Yeah,
seen online. And
absolutely.
most of the time, if I'm really compelled,
Yeah.
I'll put a heart. Do you know what I mean? That's
I
just
do
me.
not be commenting.
I have,
I'd be
I
like,
have so much. I have
yeah,
so much on my plate
right.
as it
Yeah,
is.
I'm here to just consume a little bit and keep it moving.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a little double tap, you're
Yeah.
killing it. I see you, baby,
Right.
and I'm
Proud of
pushing
you.
it.
Yeah.
So for me to write a
Mhm.
lengthy soliloquy of
Mhm.
hate towards someone, that
Right.
means one,
Lord.
they have shook me in a way.
They hit
Two,
something in
they
you.
they, they hit something in
You hit
me.
a nerve.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And two, there's some jealousy. There's
Yeah.
some envy.
Mhm.
So when people do
So
come at
true.
you sideways,
Yeah.
just look at it like that. Like clearly you're doing something
Mm.
that shook them. Like, oh my God, they're
Mhm.
accomplishing their goals and I'm not. Let them have it.
Right. Instead
So
of myself.
so yeah, look at it as a positive. Like, okay,
Mm.
I'm on the right
Yeah.
I'm on the right path.
Right. And I like that you said you're doing something that shook them, but I just thought we could really stop it at you're doing something. Because that's what most of the girls can't say.
Yes.
And that is why they're shook, is
Yep.
because you're doing something. Like one part of the sentence feeds into the other.
Yep.
And I think that is like the huge, 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 like, okay, and you're literally at home and I'm doing it. So
That's what
I'd be mad too.
honestly, that's what I'm saying. And also
I
when
was on the
something
couch.
what I've learned is that when something shakes you,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a nudge from the universe. Like, get on your shit.
Here's a reminder. This a reminder.
No,
Literally.
truly.
That's why she said that in Cozy, huh?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
I get you, B.
Yep. She was
Good
she
job, B.
listen, she set the
She
tone.
said, comfortable in my skin goes with who I am. This a reminder. Listen,
Mhm.
listen. The prophet is, okay?
Isn't that something?
The apostle Beyonce.
Isn't that
told
something
us.
though?
Wow.
When you feel like "Ugh," that
Mm.
means like, what are you doing? Get on
Mhm.
it.
Why are you getting hot? Why your heart racing?
Yup.
Mine doesn't race about things I don't care about and have nothing to do with me.
Yes.
So clearly something here. It's
Mhm.
information.
Yep.
Your emotions are information.
It's a nudge from the universe. That's how I look at it.
Sometimes it's a good old shove, little shoulder check, but
Mhm.
whatever it takes. Because look, they not gonna keep nudging you.
You're
too
like,
long now.
ow, like, oh my
Yeah,
God. Okay,
you
I
that
get
crunch,
it.
it's like, my bad. You're right. I said I was gonna do this 3 months ago.
Right.
That's on me.
I'm
I'll
on it,
take
I'm
the
on it.
bruise. Yeah, exactly.
I'll do it.
And then we've talked about this the whole time throughout, but it's how can I give myself grace when fear does hold me back? Because that's going to happen sometimes.
Mhm.
And then how do I dust myself off and try again, as Aaliyah told her?
Oh, I love her. Oh, she's
Love her
so
so
good. I've been
much.
listening to Are You That Somebody? Sometimes I'm
Turns
good
out.
at right
Boom,
now.
boom, 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 boom. East
Mm, mm.
Coast, feel me.
West Coast, feel me.
literally,
Dirty. So okay.
always.
Shoot. Grace. Giving yourself grace. Just know, look at your journey. Look how far you've come.
Mhm.
That's what I do when I'm
So
like,
good.
oh my God, I'm juggling 5 different things right now.
Hello?
I'm like, excuse me, sir.
Right.
Knock, knock, knock. Little you has always wanted to be in this position.
Little you was excited for 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah. One.
Hello?
You know what I mean? But we're like, oh my God, that's not enough. I need more.
Mm.
So look at your journey. Look how far you've come. For
Mm.
me, that is the quickest way for me to be like, all right, you doing it, baby.
Right.
I see you.
We'll get them tomorrow.
I see you.
Let's get and go get them, Tiger. Truly.
Yep, we will get them
Yeah.
tomorrow. And why
Mhm.
else are we doing all of this?
Right.
To be working ourselves to the ground? To be
For what?
stressed out over a music video or a photo shoot that
Take
didn't
any of it with
necessarily
us?
yeah, you really can't. So
Mm.
allow yourself to enjoy. Like
Yeah.
truly, you know how they say,
Mm.
stop and smell the roses? I keep fresh
Mhm.
roses by my
Mm. I
bedside
love that.
every single day.
Yeah.
I'm smelling them. I
Yeah.
literally stop, look around, take my
Aw.
baths, do everything
You
that
have your method. You're so like intentional about it. And
Yeah.
routine is powerful.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Mm.
things like that.
Yeah, that's good. I really feel like we just have to, like you said, never mind, let me rephrase. I know we have to be able to be kinder to ourselves
Mhm.
because from that, you feel empowered, like to conquer fear, to try new things. It's
Yeah.
just like, I got you
Yeah.
to yourself.
Yeah.
No matter what happens, whether it works or it doesn't, we do it for a week and we give up or it explodes.
Yeah. Mhm.
Either way, like you are your only constant.
Yep.
And you got to know that you on solid ground.
Yep.
Listen, and with that, this is our final question we always ask our guests.
Okay.
So the theme of the show, since we've been giving, this is for us. So in this next season of life, how are you going to bid on you?
I'm going to continue to be my biggest supporter and go for the things that scare me. For such a long time, as a kid, I've always wanted to do entertainment.
Okay.
And music was always that thing.
Really?
But I always kind of felt there was these things. I was like, oh, no. And this year I realized, I'm like, that scares you. We're doing it. So
we're putting out
tuned.
music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not an exclusive scoop.
Yeah. So I really had that conversation with myself like a week ago. And I was like,
look at
that shit scares you.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
On that note, gotta get to it. Love that for us.
Isn't that crazy?
Thank you for stopping by. I can't wait to hear it. We're going to be playing it on the show.
Yes, baby.
We'll have you come back when it drops.
Yes. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, this is incredible. You listen. You are just in the moment. That's what makes. No, truly. Like, I see you. Like, it's so wild how my brain works. I'm like noticing everything, the camera, the questions, and like the way that you're like, all of it. I see you. They say hosting is the great juggling act, balancing act, and you're doing just that. You're listening. You're on to your next question. You're addressing the camera. You're just in it. You're in it. I see you. Continue to do what you're doing, and thank you for having me.
I'm going to cry. So love y'all. See you next time. Thanks for watching.